What if I told you my marriage ended in front of 60,000 people and that the weapon of its destruction wasn't a scandalous affair, but a giant jumbotron and a Coldplay song? This is the story of how my husband's most romantic gesture on the kiss cam was a stiff, awkward wave, and how that one mortifying 5-second moment of public humiliation became my private liberation, kickstarting my very own adventure of a lifetime. Stay tuned. Check lessons learned at the end. I loved Mark, or at least I loved the idea of what we were supposed to be. So, in a desperate attempt to inject some color into our beige existence, I bought 2 ridiculously expensive tickets to see Coldplay. My thinking was, nobody can be beige while Chris Martin is singing A Sky Full of Stars. It's scientifically impossible. Mark agreed to go, but with the enthusiasm of someone heading for a root canal. He wore a perfectly ironed polo shirt to a rock concert. A polo shirt. The show was incredible. The lights, the energy, the feeling of 60,000 people singing together. I was in heaven. I was swaying, singing off key, my hands in the air. I glanced over at Mark. He was standing perfectly still, arms folded, looking like he was calculating the structural integrity of the stadium roof. Then it happened. The music softened, a gentle love song began, and the dreaded, beloved kiss cam started its sweep. I nudged Mark, grinning. "Oh my God, imagine if they land on us." He just grunted. "Don't be ridiculous, Sarah. The statistical probability is minuscule." And then the universe, in its infinite and hilarious wisdom, said, "Hold my beer." Suddenly, our 2 faces were 10 feet tall on the Jumbotron. The crowd went, "Oh!" I felt a jolt of pure childish glee. This was it, our movie moment, our silly, spontaneous public declaration of something. I turned to Mark, my face beaming, ready for a big, goofy, stadium-sized kiss. He froze. His eyes widened in sheer terror, as if the camera was a sniper's laser dot. He looked at me, then at the screen, then back at me. And then, he did it. He gave a little wave, a tight, stiff, awkward wave to the camera, like a minor royal visiting a cheese factory. It was a wave that screamed, "I am a serious adult who does not participate in such undignified public frivolities." A pocket of people around us actually booed. The camera operator, bless their heart, hung on us for what felt like an eternity before mercifully moving on to a couple who were practically swapping dental records. I just sat there. The music washed over me, but all I could hear was the ringing in my ears. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. A strange calm washed over me. In that moment, on that giant screen, I saw our entire marriage in perfect clarity. I was the one always leaning in for the kiss, and he was the one waving from a safe distance. The car ride home was silent. When we got inside, he finally spoke. "I can't believe you're upset about that," he said, loosening his collar. "It's a tacky scripted stunt, Sarah. It's undignified." And that's when I started laughing. Not an inefficient laugh, but a deep, rolling, can't breathe kind of laugh. "Mark," I said, wiping a tear from my eye, "my entire life with you has been dignified. It's been scheduled, and practical, and beige. I don't want a dignified life. I want an adventure of a lifetime. And you just proved you don't even want a ticket to the show." He just stared at me. He had no spreadsheet for this situation. That night, I slept on the couch. The next morning, I booked a one-way ticket to Peru, something I'd wanted to do for a decade. Mark had always said it was financially irresponsible. The divorce was surprisingly simple, dignified even. And my adventure? It was everything. It was messy and scary and hilarious. I got lost in Lima. I hiked the Inca Trail until my legs felt like jelly. I learned to salsa dance badly, and I met people whose lives were exploding with color. One evening, sitting on a mountain overlooking Machu Picchu, a locale was playing music on a small speaker. And what came on? Coldplay's Adventure of a Lifetime. I just sat there, smiling at the universe's impeccable comedic timing. I hadn't lost a marriage on that kiss cam. I had been given an invitation. And for the first time, I was brave enough to RSVP yes.
Lesson 1. The catalyst versus the cause. The kiss cam didn't cause the divorce. The problems were already there, hiding in the alphabetized spice rack, and the critiques of her laugh. Lesson 2. Pay attention to the micro-rejections. It wasn't about the kiss itself. It was about the refusal to share a moment of spontaneous joy. In relationships, often the loudest messages are sent in the quietest moments. Lesson 3. Your adventure is your responsibility. Sarah realized she was waiting for Mark to co-sign her dreams. The truth is, you are the sole author of your own adventure. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And remember, sometimes the biggest catastrophes are just adventures in disguise. Don't forget to like this video if it made you smile, subscribe to Heartwise for more real relationship wisdom, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a dose of heart-to-heart talk. Until next time, lead with your heart, wise ones.